Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Miss Faye and welcome to my world. Today we're going to talk about the spiritually abusive leaders. Beware of them, spiritually abusive leaders. Before we get started, I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to all of the new viewers, all the new subscribers, and welcome to you who have been with me from the beginning. I really appreciate you. Now let's dive into this message. Beware of spiritually abusive leaders. But first, how do you identify a spiritually abusive leader? All right, I'm going to give you some signs. They twist the truth. They try to make themselves look better, and you look beneath them. They demand respect instead of earning it. They demand it only because of their position. They betray your confidence and share information with others. You know, when you go to your houses of worship and the pastor stands up and he blurts out your personal business in the service, that's an abusive leader, a spiritually abusive leader, when he shares your confidential information out in the open to others. They'll tell you you need to give up your free time to the church. All right, for instance, you know the church has you going out doing all kind of missionary work, and this is giving up your free time. It's abusive. It's taking advantage of you. It's free labor. You see, but the way that they do it, they don't ask you to volunteer. They make you feel like it's your obligation. You see, that's where the abuse comes in. These leaders don't allow themselves to be held accountable for anything. You don't question them. You don't question their judgment. Whatever they tell you, it's supposed to be like the law. You know, they got it straight from God, and they give it to you, so it's the law. Don't question it. They don't like to be questioned. And they avoid your request for conflict resolution. So if you go in with an issue and they don't want to deal with it, they will just avoid it. Just avoid it and throw it back on you to make you feel like, you know, maybe you misunderstood something. Maybe you need to go back and read your Bible again. Maybe you need to go and pray some more. But they will not resolve any conflicts. These are spiritually abusive leaders. They're not looking for harmony. They keep chaos going on. If you try to bring up things they are twisting, you are seen as unteachable and blame shifting. So if these leaders are teaching something that you don't understand, you don't agree with, and you see something wrong with it, they'll flip it around and put the blame on you. You are the problem. Not what they're saying is the problem, but you are the problem. They demand their way over your free will. They want total control of you. And this is what happens a lot in these churches. The church wants to take control of everything that goes on in your family. I don't think that's right. I think there should be a division between your house of worship and your family. You love your family. You take care of your family. But the church is a different thing. When you go to church, if you go there to worship, well, then you should leave it there. You worship there, you leave it there. But don't take it home to where when you're home, now you're going to be judging everybody according to what you heard in church. I think there should be a division. I really do. And they scare you with threats to your reputation if you don't comply. These leaders would threaten you and shame you by bringing up your past failures. See, these spiritual leaders make you feel bad. They're not there to help you. You can tell a true spiritual leader by the works they do. Is it helping you, or is it criticizing and shaming you? If it's shaming you and making you feel like you are not worthy, then they are abusive. Okay. Abusive spiritual leaders don't give you credit for your ideas or successes. You don't get credit for anything. The spiritual leader is the one that gets all the credit for everything. You don't get any credit. You see? The spiritual leaders silence their critics. These spiritually abusive leaders. You can see that in the news right now, where some spiritual leaders are being exposed. Now, what they're trying to do is silence people who are exposing them. These are these abusive leaders. They don't want to be criticized. They're like wolves in sheep's clothing. So they don't want the wool to be pulled off so you can see who they really are. But you can tell by the works they do. Watch them. See if they do what they say. These leaders bully, shame, and tease you into breaking your communicative boundaries. They dismiss you when you no longer serve their need. So if they can't use you anymore, then they let you go. Or talk about you so you'll go on your own. Start rumors about you so you will leave. These are spiritually abusive leaders. And they're working with demonic energy. This is not spiritual enlightenment that they're bringing to you. Not at all. They're out to control and use you. These leaders gaslight you and make you think you're crazy. You bring things to them. You go into their office, you have some little problems or whatever. And when you leave the office, you're feeling worse than you did when you went in. That spiritual leader is not there to help you. They don't have anything for you. They're there for themselves. These people are there to use you and get out of you the things that they desire for themselves, not for you. And these spiritual leaders will never admit their faults. They'll never admit it. They're just like narcissists. Narcissists never admit their faults. They're all about using and abusing you. And these spiritual abusive leaders, many of them are narcissists. Many of them are. You need to watch out for that. These narcissists are demonic. Now, we do have a letter here, so let's look into this letter and see what she says. And she entitles her letter, "Did Demonic Spirits Get My Friend?" I have a male friend that I've known for a while, and we stayed in touch over the years, but only on a surface level. A phone call a couple times a year, and or seeing each other at a holiday party. About a half a year ago, he calls me telling me that he is about to change my life. He was over the top with excitement. He told me he hit a spiritual enlightenment and that all we have to do is change our thoughts and it will change our life. Okay, well, yes, that's true. What he said to you. He said he was going to become a spiritual preacher and that he was going to be a very rich man and that he would be famous. Okay, wait a minute. Right here. Spirituality is not about greed. It's not about becoming rich. It's not about becoming famous. It's about enlightening people, helping the planet to ascend, everyone to get out of the low vibrational energy and ascend for a better life. That's what spirituality is about. This fella's got it twisted. He's doing the same thing that a lot of religious preachers do. They decide to go into the ministry to become famous and to become wealthy by preying on vulnerable people. People who are looking for answers. People who are looking for help. These are vultures coming out to take advantage of people. And it sounds like your friend here is already setting himself up to do just that. I went with it and just told him I'm happy for him. He's always had an over-the-top personality, so I just laughed because that's who he is. After this convo, your saying came to mind about getting to know someone, because although I've known him many years, I've never got to know the man who he developed into. I promise you, this is all a true story. A couple of days ago, we had about a 2-hour in-depth conversation. Something we hadn't done in over a decade. Because he wants to be a spiritual preacher, he preaches motivational spiritual words to people, his co-workers, strangers, etc. He tells me that at his job, which he is senior at emergency services, one day a captain was called in because one of his co-workers called and reported that he was acting strange for the last few months. So the captain gets there and asks my friend, what is it that he's been saying? And my friend recites the speech he said. After that, they sent my friend to the hospital psychiatric department because they felt he was speaking fast and erratic, and what he was saying was questionable things. He ends up getting admitted to the hospital and was forced to take medication. And as he says, forced to behave so that he can get out. Well, wait a minute. This is the spiritual preacher that was admitted to the hospital? Okay. I'm confused whether he was there a few days or a month, because he told me this caused him to be off payroll and he went broke, was behind in his rent, and 2 days ago his car got repoed. All right, this is the spiritual preacher, teacher. Let's read on the letter and see what else happens. He told me at the low moments of his life, he took 2 weeks and broke through spirituality. He says he's at the top of the spiritual connection with the God that controls all. Okay. Above a universal spirit, and that he has powers and can change people and situations. He said he intends to do something to his son's mother's body. He says he jumps dimensions and is in touch with past lives. And he believes he and I have had many lives together. He told me that I am powerful and that I should start to use my powers. He told me he seeked out a psychic and he felt it was a synchronicity because that psychic happened to be in the town where he took his first EMS classes. He believes the psychic was legit and said the psychic knew about him and that was someone wanting to stop him from getting fame. You know, his vision is to be famous. And so he's thinking he's going to do this through spirituality. Okay? While in this new spiritual awakening, he was praying and praying. And when a guy approached him with a deal where my friend would cash checks and convert to Bitcoin, he would get a cut. He felt this was God answering his prayer. But it turns out now he has fraud on his bank account, as the checks were fake. He also had withdrawn money from his retirement fund, $60,000, and lost it to Bitcoin. I think your friend is being deceived here. This doesn't sound spiritual. When you're on your spiritual path, if you are truly awakened, things begin to open for you. Good things. Not this. Not this. After listening, I realized I call him my friend, but I don't know him enough to understand why his life is a mess at the moment. I tried to give him tough love with honesty. I told him that although he was desperate, not to ever get involved with doing stuff like that again, because he's going to end up paying the karma for it, along with losing whatever he thought he gained. He got so defensive and was cutting me off and was not wanting to let me speak. He didn't want to hear what you had to say, because wherever he is in his life, he thinks he's got the answer. Now, in my head, I thought when you awaken spiritually, you aren't this loud, overbearing, defensive person. You were right. When you are truly spiritual, there's no reason for you to be defensive, loud, or overbearing. All right? He's just grasping for something to make money. It's the same thing a lot of these pastors do. They grab that Bible. They come right off the corner from selling drugs or robbing people or killing people. But they'll grab that Bible to make the same money they made on the block by deceiving people, but they don't have to worry about the law. They don't have to worry about getting busted. They don't have to worry about going to jail. That's why these people seek spirituality and say that they're going to become preachers. Now, I don't know what kind of spirituality he's in or whatever. Spirituality is something that's natural. It's natural in the universe. It's a natural occurrence. You see? You recognize the divine, the creator of all. You show appreciation for what is provided for you in the universe. But in spirituality, you don't go into spirituality to become rich or to become famous. That's another mindset. That's another energy. That is not a spiritual energy. Okay? It seems that this person is wanting to use spirituality to make money. And that's why all these things are happening to him. It's not going to work. He's only digging his own grave. He says he isn't getting any karma from that because he didn't know that what he was doing was illegal. So he's good. Well, he can say what he wants. It doesn't matter what he say. Karma is a law of the universe. Whatever you put out, you're going to get back. If you put something that's non-productive out, you're going to get something that's non-productive back. Okay, and he's reaping his karma in everything that he does and he says. He isn't a young kid. He's in his late 30s. How could you not know that was a scam? I wasn't trying to embarrass him. I just wanted to warn him about not continuing this kind of thing so that his life can get better. Once I saw that he wasn't interested in hearing anything, I started to just be quiet and let him continue to do all the talking. You know, you don't have to be around him talking, because whatever he's talking sounds kind of nonsensical to me. I don't see where he's saying anything that's going to be beneficial to you. I have the feeling that my friend is getting himself involved into some dark stuff that he thinks is the God he believes in. So it makes me wonder if the demonic spirits got him. Any advice for talking to him, or just let him be and stay away? I say let him be and stay away. Let him find his own answers. Okay? Whatever path he's on. If he's on a truly spiritual path, or he thinks he is, then his life will show it. His life will be all good. Will be abundant. He won't fall into these scams and things like that. But he needs to realize it. It's nothing that you can do to help him. But you can guard yourself and stay away from him. You know, I don't know what kind of spiritual enlightenment he believes he came into, or what happened to him. But spirituality is not about making money. Making money. A lot of religious people, pastors, leaders, that's why they got into the business, the religion business, to make money. That's not spirituality at all. That's not spirituality. Spirituality, number one, is not out here trying to recruit anybody. It's a personal thing. Whether you want to have a connection with the divine or not. It's a personal thing. You see? But this man is out talking to people, trying to recruit people for his congregation. He's trying to recruit a congregation. That's religion. That's not spirituality at all. I hope that you understand the message today. And I hope that you understood the signs of a spiritually abusive leader. And that's what this person sounds like. And a spiritually abusive leader. He's trying to use spirituality to make himself big, to make himself famous, to make himself rich. That's not enlightenment. It has nothing to do with enlightenment. He's fooling himself. Now, he may be confusing spirituality with religion. That's what it sounds like in your letter. Spirituality in religion. He's planning on being one of these prosperity preachers, so he can be rich and famous. You see, there is a difference between spirituality and religion, and you need to understand that. Religion, organized religion, is a man-made structure. Spirituality is natural. It's universal. Okay? It's universal. And it's not about fame or money. It's about awakening the planet and raising the vibration. That's what spirituality is all about. People, I hope you understand the message today, and I really hope that it helps. Now, those of you who have questions that you would like for me to answer, In the description is my email address. Send me your letters and I would be happy to read them and share them right here on the channel, because we're here to grow, to understand, and to live a better life, and to share. Now, those of you who are looking for your affirmations, in the description, there's a link that says affirmation and exercises. Click on that link and it'll take you right to the exercise and affirmations for today. I want to thank you so much for supporting this channel. Thank you for your comments and your letters. And a special thank you to those that leave a donation. I really appreciate all of you. I wish you all the very best. And I really hope to see you next time.